Dan, kind of what stage you guys at in your quarantine? Are you going to be able to practice soon? And does it get any easier because you've been through it before?
Yeah, this is probably similar to the Mohegan experience, and yeah, it's it's definitely gotten easier, and we're hoping at some point later this evening to if we get the the negative test back, then we can maybe go and get some shots up. But that'll be later in the evening, and but hopefully. We have 3 kind of regular, normal prep days starting tomorrow, leading into Saturday.
Thank you.
John Fanta?
John Fanta, Big East Digital. Dan, you've talked about taking steps. Just looking at what's in front of you, what's been your message to your guys, and how do you approach this step for the program to be back in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we had 2 goals, really going into the season. 2 major things we wanted to accomplish. We wanted to, first year back in the Big East, we wanted to compete at the top of the league. We were able to do that in the regular season, and then obviously, losing the semifinal game to Creighton, and then making the NCAA tournament. Were really our 2 main goals for the year, and that was a big step forward for our program. But now there's a time of year where you could obviously take bigger steps, and it's obviously an exciting time of year. These guys have earned the opportunity to get out on the biggest stage in college on Saturday, and play an exciting game.
Dave?
Dave Borges, Hearst Connecticut Media. First of all, Dave, are you gonna be practicing at Mackey, like bussing back and forth from Indy to Mackey, like throughout the week? Is that?
Yeah, we get 1 day. We get 1 day at Mackey. We get a 190-minute opportunity there.
And I just wanted to ask you, how do you prepare for sort of like the defensive pressure that James will probably feel, especially from a guy like Morsell, who's obviously a defensive player of the year, and I would assume we'll probably get that assignment on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, he, guy's a heart, soul of that team. He's, a tremendous winner and a tough guy and a physical defender. So James is obviously, James has got to play, I think, and whether it's, Morsell, who's a Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, or any other team, I think, James is, he's gonna play in the flow, I think, better on Saturday. And I think, he's got to play off his jump shot a little bit more. James is a big time shooter. When he plays to it, and putting your head down and trying to just strictly drive the ball against the guy of Morsell's physicality is going to be tough. So, James is an all-around scorer, and he just has to play to that on Saturday.
Eric Dobras?
Eric Dobratz, WTNH Channel 8. Dan, you hear that Gino tests positive, and he just talk about just this is stressful enough, just this whole delicate process of all these hoops you got to go through. How stressful is this for you?
It's been like this the whole year. I mean, you wait for it every day, and that's why I got so much respect, for everyone in college basketball, all the coaches, all the players, that have kind of soldiered on and got through this type of season. I don't think people on the outside that haven't lived it and experienced it have any idea, what it's been like for the coaches and the players just to complete a season, never mind be at your best. So, it's no one will ever forget this year, and just give so much credit to all the programs, whether you make the NCAA tournament or had a disappointing year. People don't have any clue how hard this has been for the players and the coaches, especially people that, sit in their den or their living room and pick coaches and players apart. Especially those people.
Matt Reebok?
Hey, Coach, Matt Reebok, NJ Hoopers. I wanted to ask about freshman big man Adama Sanogo. What are you expecting from him in his first NCAA tournament, and how can he help your team make a deep run this year?
Yeah, I expect his eyes to be like wide open. This isn't the total NCAA experience. When you pull into the lobby, there's no dance team, cheerleaders, band, and fans. You go right to the testing. So it's not exactly like the same, euphoria that you feel typically in these situations. But his eyes will be wide open. But he's a special player. Great player. He's going to see post traps. He's going to be in a very uncomfortable position in this game because they play 5 out. They play Dante Scott at the 5, and he's like a 3.5. And then they're going to trap the post. So if his position isn't super deep, he's gonna really have to do a good job passing it. So the guy has been incredible this year, and I think you're looking at one of the better players in our conference next year. But yeah, this game's gonna be a challenge for him because he doesn't have a traditional big to match up with unless Galen Smith is in the game.
Bill Paxton?
Hey, Dan, Bill Paxton, Rivals.com. How do you match up with Maryland? I mean, is there anybody you played that's similar to them this year?
I would say Villanova when they play small. Obviously, they go bigger with Galen Smith. Hamilton, has more size coming off the bench, but he could really shoot it. I'd say that they invert you. They're playing 5 out. They're all really tough and athletic and have pretty good size. They switch a lot of things defensively. Really do a great job of turning it into a one-on-one game. So I would say Villanova, just in terms of them spreading you out and inverting you by posting their guards. They'll post Ayala. They'll post Morcell. And then the guys that you match up with the 4 and 5 with, Wiggins, Scott, Hamilton, all can make threes and drag your bigs away from the basket. So it's it's definitely not the type of conventional team you would see.
Thanks.
Roger, Cleveland?
Given the strides you've made in the last month, Dan, are you on pace where you wanted to be in year 3, or are you maybe even a little bit ahead of where you wanted to be?
I think it's just we're exactly where I hoped we'd be at this point. And again, it's not, just based on where we were. Every job you take is different. Some programs are closer. Some programs are closer to getting to this point than others. This was pretty far away, so I'm thrilled with where we're at. And it's hard, really, for me to get a sense of just how good we are. I think we had a chance the other night versus Creighton, potentially to show how good we were by closing that game out. But we don't win that game. But then there's like these circumstances that we've dealt with the whole year. I think we're a tricky team right now. I don't think we quite know what level we could take this to because we didn't win the game at Villanova late in the year, which would have been a statement game. But it's James' second game back from being out, and the chemistry's not there. Then you get to that showdown game with Creighton, and James is coming off of the full body cramp double IV bag, and you lose your point guard the last 5 minutes. So it's just, I think right now there's some mystery as to, who we are, going into this tournament, which is, kind of exciting. With our team, I think we're a hard team to predict. are we a one and done, or can we make a run?
Wayne, Norman?
Wayne Norman, Yukon Sports Network. Dan, rebounding has been a strength of this team, but you were minus 17 against Creighton. Does that become a focus in practice this week to reestablish yourself on the glass on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we'll work on it lightly. Obviously you don't want to risk an injury doing a rebounding drill this late in the year. But yeah, I mean, we've done that well the whole year. We didn't do it well one night. It happens in basketball. Some of it was intention, just allowing the offensive end to affect, the rebounding. Poor offense affected the rebounding mindset. And some of it was just the ball bounced into places where there was a Creighton guy, long rebound off three. It happens, but our guys have been tough and have rebounded the ball well all year.
Chris Heidel?
Hi, Coach Hurley. Thank you so much for taking my question. Talk about Maryland. Maryland's been up and down all year. What about what do you think about Coach Mark Turgeon? Have you ever met him before? Is he a good coach, or what do you think about him?
Yeah, I think he's one of the more underrated coaches in our business. He's had such consistent success over the course of his career in many stops. Has consistently put teams in the tournament and compete at the top of the league. So yeah, I mean, he's an underrated coach when they talk about, the great coaches in college. He's done it at a high level for a really long time. And I got a lot of respect for this team because they've been, similar to us through their conference play late in the year. They were considered a bubble team and had to win a lot of conference games to get themselves into the NCAA tournament. So his team has had to show a lot of resilience and a lot of mental toughness just to play their way into the tournament late in the year in a very tough conference.
If I can follow up real quick, your brother played for Duke, and Duke and Maryland used to play a lot in the ACC. And do you remember any of the stories your brother told you about Maryland and Duke and how the rivalry was?
Yeah, those are obviously great games, great ACC rivalry. And he talked about how great the Maryland fans were to him when he was there. He said that they were very, very nice to him. And the crowd just generally, really admired him. Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Mike Crispino?
Hey, Dan. Mike Crispino with Yukon Sports Network. How difficult is it to prepare for a team like you're going to face one game, do or die, when you've never seen them physically?
Yeah, I mean, we all face the same challenge. I think there's a level of familiarity when you play in Maryland, when UConn and Maryland play, because I think a number of our guys have played against each other on the AAU circuit, or in the case of Ayala and Tyrese, who are on the same AAU team. So obviously, it's all about matchups in this tournament. And I think our bigger issue for both teams is, how do they handle, obviously the size of our front court, at least the way we start the game, and then how do we match up with their 5-out offense, where they put you in positions defensively that you're not used to being in.
Okay, time for one more, Dave.
Yeah, Dan, I don't know if there's anything new regarding RJ from Sunday night. Is he still in the protocol? Any word on, the possibility for being available Saturday at this point? Or?
Yeah, he's still in the protocol. And we'll see, I guess, where that goes. He had the minor concussion in that game, so we'll know more later in the week. But I know the medical staff is obviously is all over it with him.
Hey, Isaiah, Coach just was talking about kind of the progress of the program and taking steps to get to this point. What is your mindset and this group's mindset now ahead of the biggest step yet, getting back to the NCAA tournament?
Mainly just we all know that we made that big step, and coaches basically told us that he's proud of us for making that next step. But now we just want more, especially after the Creighton game. It hurt all of us, so we're basically trying to keep on getting better, even while we're at the end of the season. Just keep getting better and fix some of the problems that we have on the team. Well, that we some of the mistakes that we made during the Creighton game. And it's a big step, but we're just trying to make another big step as well.
Just to follow on that, what do you think you can fix?
I guess from the Creighton game, we kind of went away from what made us good. I guess rebounding, we got to fix that back up because that's one of our biggest identities in defense, really. So just patching up what we're really good at and, focusing on what got us here is going to help us during this tournament.
Eric Dobras.
Eric Dobratz, WTNH. Isaiah, Coach said when we were talking to him that, there's no pomp and circumstance. The dance team didn't greet you guys like, when you got off the plane. You wait your whole career to get to the NCAA tournament. Is it disappointing that all the other stuff, that the fun, that kind of entertainment that comes with it, you don't get to experience? Or are you just glad to be playing in the tournament and chance to win a championship?
I'm just glad to be playing in the tournament. I haven't been here before, so I don't know how it was before we got here. But I'm enjoying this time with my team in the tournament. Now we're all still excited to be here. We're talking about it all the time. How it's still like the feeling of hearing our name on Selection Sunday was still like surreal, and everybody was just super excited. So. We're just enjoying our time together right now, and we're super excited to play.
Neil?
Hey, Coach talked a little bit about what you were talking about rebounding the ball better than you did against Creighton. Obviously, at this point in the season, you're not going to go super, super hard in practice and go crazy and kill each other. But how do you kind of fix that in short notice? How do you get better rebounding and, just with limited practice in short time?
It's mainly about just mindset and effort. Sometimes a team may go into a game thinking they have to win a different way, and that's what we did against Creighton. Some of us, we went into the game. We went away from our mindset, our tough mindset of rebounding and playing defense. So coaches emphasizing everybody getting their mindset and, focus back on the rebounding and defensive side of things, because that's what helped us get us here.
Okay, guys, just remember to please mention your affiliation when you ask a question. Roger?
Roger Cleveland from the Waterbury Republican American newspaper. Coach was just saying that you guys are a mystery, and he doesn't know whether or not you're a team that could be one and done or make a nice run in this tournament. What makes you believe that you have it in yourselves after not beating Villanova or Creighton that you can make a run here?
I feel like mystery. That's a good word to put on this, but I feel like we're very slept on, and we can make a run in this tournament. Each one of those big games, we've been like right there, but we haven't had like a ton of those big games where we could just keep on building on them. So we will have like a stretch of games where it's like, okay, and then we would get to that big game, and then we would have to adjust again. So I think us losing to Creighton was a really, I wouldn't say a good thing, but it was a good learning lesson for us, because now we see what's this tournament's going to be like, and we're going to be playing against a lot of Creighton-like teams and the Villanova. So each game in this tournament is going to be like a game like that. So yeah.
Gavin?
Isaiah, coach had a, obviously reputation for turning programs around before he came to UConn. And what have you kind of seen in the growth of the program since he's been there, what he's done with it?
He's basically just implemented his personality, his his coaching stuff. He's implemented everything that he's known from his family, his personality into the program really, and everybody's adapted to it, and now everybody's taking on some of his personality and his toughness. So that's what you see in us at UConn. When we're on the court, we see his toughness and his personality.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton, Rivals.com. Isaiah, have you heard from Christian or any other former players after you guys made the tournament on Sunday night?
Yeah, I heard from Christian. I heard from Jalen. I've heard from Al Tariq. We was all excited when Al Tariq made the tournament. We all jumped up and down for him as well because we know he's been through a lot. So we heard from him. We reached out to him, and I basically heard from almost everybody that I played with here because everybody know how important this is for all of us and all the stuff we done went through to get here.
What did Christian say to you guys?
He was just basically like just saying congrats, and he wish he could have been here with us.
Thanks.
Christopher Heidel.
Hi, Isaiah. Thanks for taking my question. Just talk about your preparation against Maryland. What do you see in your preparation against the Terps?
I'm gonna say that they have a lot of people that play on the perimeter, and that's gonna be something different that we've seen throughout this year when basically all 5 people are that they're starting out there is basically guard. So coaches already getting us mentally prepared for that, and so you got to prepare to adjust from playing a bigger guy, a bigger inside guy, to basically playing against a guard that'll probably put you in a pick and roll or run you off a stagger. So we're just going to start getting prepared for that.
Be safe in Indianapolis. Thanks.
Matt Reebok.
Hey, Isaiah, I'm Matt Reebok, NJ Hoopers. We just heard from Coach about the status of RJ Cole and the potential for him to return come Saturday night. If RJ is available to suit up, what kind of impact can he bring to your team? And if not, what does your team have to do to replace his play?
He brings a lot. He brings toughness on the defensive end. Whenever he's dialed in defensively, he'll pick up full court on whatever the team's best guard, and he brings a lot offensively. Whenever there is a lot of pressure on Book, he takes some of the load off offensively, and then he shares the ball. He gets everybody involved. So if he's able to play, that's going to be huge for us.
Mike Crispino.
Hey, Isaiah, Mike Crispino, UConn Sports Network. Getting back to the 5-out offense that they like to play, you as a defender, what is the difficulty of deciding how you're going to defend people like that? You're used to guarding guys in the paint, blocking shots, and now you may have to go on the perimeter more in this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I actually really enjoy guarding those type of players, guard-oriented type of players, because it really gives me an opportunity to show that I can be a really good defender on the perimeter as well. And I know the rest of the bigs on the team is going to embrace it as well. And people really don't understand how good of a perimeter player, defender that Adama is as well. He has really good feet. He just got to stay out of foul trouble, but he has really good feet, so he can guard perimeter as well. So that's going to be a good challenge for us, but we're up for the task.
Any more questions for Isaiah Whaley? Looking for any more hands? Nope. Going once, going twice. Charlotte Carroll gets in under the wire.
Hey, Isaiah, this is Charlotte Carroll from The Athletic. Just a real quick follow-up on that. How much would you say, I guess in practice or throughout the season, that you guys have been able to do that kind of perimeter defense work versus maybe more in the paint?
Kind of practice it all the time. Sometimes a lot of times we'll do like a switch type of defense where we'll have a lot of the bigs playing guarding the guards on the perimeter, and then we have to work on staying in front of them. So I feel like we already got a lot of practice with guarding guards, and we have a ton of like good guards on our team, including Booknet, where we all had our fair share of guarding, having to guard. So it's going to be a good challenge, but we're going to practice on it.